Hey guys, Clone Guy here, and my last video was a little bit negative, but now we're going to balance the negative with some positives, and that is update 4.11. Now I've already gone through the patch notes at update 4.11, and so I'll be able to run through them rather rapidly. Nothing huge in the updates. It's kind of another one of those lazy updates where they just have some tiny little tweaks here and there. But one of the big things is the dynamic ratings with skills, perks, equipment, consumables. This will actually change in your garage exactly what it does to the tank, which is pretty cool. So I'll show you an example. They have some pictures here. Like if you add coded optics, you'll see it adds 16 spotting to your tank, or depending what tank you're in, the T1 Cunningham, for example. Or here, if you add octane, you get a +2 to your mobility. So that's pretty cool what they are going to tell you there. Same thing with skills and perks and consumables if you decide to throw on food. So there's that. Also, update 4.11. What else is new? Balance changes. Tank balance changes. Nothing too much to note. I'm going to go through the ones that I would note. China, the T-34-3. The Top Gun, specifically, has gotten its accuracy buffed. Or should I say its aim time buffed, its accuracy on the move buffed, and its penetration buffed. So that's pretty good. Definitely exciting there. This is going to be a really good tank with its 203mm of standard penetration. I think this might outclass the T-44 with this kind of a buff, so that's pretty cool. WZ-120 had its smaller guns changed, not its top gun, so it's going to be a little bit more bearable to grind. For instance, instead of 189mm of standard pen on its second to top gun, you're going to have 209, or second to stock gun, should I say. So that's really good, plus some reload buffs. It's actually pretty nice. The reload buffs are huge. So this tank is not going to be as bad stock. 121, I told you guys was going to get buffed, and it did, from 3.5 degrees of gun depression to 5. Not huge, but it is something. It's on the right path. 113, it got its reload buff from 10.9 seconds to 10.5, so that's pretty good. WZ, a lot of people were a little bit confused about this. They're like, ooh, the WZ 11114 is getting a major rate of fire buff and accuracy buff on its 122. Yes, on its 122. Remember, this tank's top gun is a 130. They did not touch the 130. The 100mm also got buffed as well. Now, for France, some low tiers don't really care about. M60 prototype. If you look at the top turret, let's see, its accuracy during turret rotation got buffed, and its accuracy with the 105, rate of fire with the 105, and aim time with the 105 with the stock turret also got buffed. So maybe this tank is better with the stock turret now, question mark? Or do some of these go towards the second turret as well, but they didn't list them? I don't know. What else? Let's see. The ARL, it's got its terrain resistance buffed. It's got its rotation speed buffed. Its accuracy during movement buffed. What else did it get buffed? It got its, if you use the smaller gun, rate of fire, major buffed. Accuracy buffed. And then if you use the 90, which I'd recommend, rate of fire way buffed again, and its accuracy buffed. So that looks like a really good tank. The Batchat had a couple of its packages removed. The Batchat tier 9, which is fine, and it also had its 90mm buffed pretty significantly. Like, look at the interclip reload changed from 2.73 seconds to 2 seconds, and its reload time from 31 seconds to 27. So this will be a better stock grind, that's for sure. Lorraine, this is a big buff. It got 50 more hit points overall, which is really good. And what else did it get? Well, that's about it, but still 50 more hit points. Oh, and it turns faster, hull rotation speed by 4 degrees, so that's really good. For Japanese, nothing too much to convey. However, the Type 61, if you're using the 90mm, its accuracy went from 0.36 to 0.3, which is amazing, and its view range from 400 to 410. And I would imagine this aim time also translates over, I would imagine, probably 1.9 seconds, or maybe this turret is already 1.9, I don't know, but regardless, that's an insane accuracy. 0.3, that's going to be just as accurate as the E50M. Mercenaries, the brick, finally got some buffs. It got some love, some big love too. Nothing changed to its gun depression. It still has 5 degrees, even though it was advertised for 7, but hey, you know, whatever. Accuracy during movement got buffed. What else got buffed? It got its accuracy, overall accuracy from 0.38 to 0.34, reload time from 8.3 to 7.7, accuracy during turret rotation from 0.14 to 0.12, aim time from 2.9 to 2.7, and just, or 2.3, that's actually better than 2.7, and shell pen from 190 to 217, 27mm penetration buff right there. Spyglass got nerfed, centrifuge got nerfed, roundabout got nerfed. Then on to Germany, we have the Kanonen Jagdpanzer, which had its accuracy buff to 0.3, its rate of fire buffed from 5.8 seconds reload to 5.2, and it's got this accuracy during movement and turret rotation, or should I say during rotation, from 0.2 to 0.18, so that's going to be more accurate. The Gorilla got buffed while turning the turret. The VK got a little bit of a mobility and rate of fire buff. Sweden, low tiers don't really care. The Stridsvagn 1030 got its rotation speed buffed. IKEA got its penetration buffed and its premium rounds to 270 buffed. The UDES using that gun, same thing, rate of fire buff, penetration buff if it's using the 90. The Stark got its rate of fire buffed from 10.2 to 9.9. Over in the US, T21 got slight buffs to its gun as well, 4.2 seconds reload to 4 seconds reload if you use that gun. And it also got its rotation speed from 42 to 46. And it's got better terrain resistances and accuracy on the move and not turning the turret, but just on the move. T37, same thing. It's got its ground resistances buffed, turning speed buffed, or should I say accuracy speed, or on the move accuracy buffed. Rotation speed actually was buffed on the turret, and its accuracy from 0.4 to 0.36, and with the other gun, 0.42 to 0.4. And the reload on this 76 gun, T94 gun, from 4.2 to 4 seconds. T95, this is quite an interesting one. They buffed its stock grind by making it a little bit more accurate after it's shot and buffing its reload on its 105, but then they nerfed the 155. So that's quite an interesting choice. Not sure why they did that. Its aim time and accuracy got nerfed slightly, but hey, it's whatever. Over in USSR, 430U got its rotation speed nerfed. It's got its accuracy during during rotation nerfed, and it's got its turret rotation speed nerfed. Nothing huge. It's still, the hull is still really what makes this tank so blatantly good. Is the hull and its speed, but now it's just going to turn a little bit slower and not hit you on the move as much. SU-152, it's got its accuracy on the 122 buffed and its rate of fire buffed. I don't know which 122 this is. I think it has 2 different 122s, so I'm not too sure. It also got its terrain resistances buffed by actually quite a bit, so that's good too. And SU-85B, don't really care about the SU-85B, but it got more accurate, so there's that. Balance changes. These spawns, they did not change. I don't know why they said they did. This one says, oh, move the south spawn points further north, and yet in this picture, it looks like it's further south. But hey, whatever. Thieful Ridge, I don't like this. They moved this spawn into the open, which will make it harder for the other team to capture. And both Thieful 1944 and Thieful Standard, same thing. Don't really agree with that. Ardennes changed the spawns literally by just a few meters, but okay, sure thing. This one is actually a little bit more prominent, kind of. As you can see, it was here to here, not very much. Scorpion Pass, I don't think they should have removed this spawn here, because now, I don't know, we'll see. I feel like this area of the map right here is not going to be played much anymore, and so maybe you've made the maps more balanced, but you've removed 30% of the playable area. So I don't know, we'll see. This one was needed. They removed this spot, which is good, because holy cow, the attacking team almost always won. This one, they removed one from one team, but not the other. I don't agree with that. I don't mind this change, because they already spawned really close, but then so do these guys. So I think they should have removed both, but hey, it's what they decide. We'll see how it works. I think this team is going to split this way and this way, and then this team is going to be a mixed bag. Who knows where they're going to go? So we shall see. Same thing with Sacred Line War. Apparently, there's that as well. Multi-base assault mode. If you are in team training, you can add multi-base assault for tournaments and such. There's more maps for that, so that's cool. Himmelsdorf. I kind of like the multi-base assault every once in a while when I play those. So this is cool that they're adding more of these. So that'll be cool. Bug fixes. I went through a lot of these. There's not really any. I mean, there's a couple big ones, so I will get to those as I skim through this. Base capture siren works throughout the match. I guess sometimes it turns off. Let's see. Last tank used is now selected after returning to the garage. Hallelujah! You will not reset back to the first tank. That's great. Players will no longer get stuck in zoom after accessing the map. Apparently, this was a thing. if you had toggle zoom off. I have toggle zoom on, so I never had this, but some players with toggle zoom off had this issue, so that's a thing. And ranked battle rewards icons are now centered. Okay, sure. Reloading icon animation is now correct in the square minimap. I guess that was broken. And that's about it. Improvements. Added bots to tier 4 on these 3 maps. Prokhorovka, Cliff, Abbey. Okay. Added platoon voice chat. That's great. You no longer need a premium account to host a team training room. Awesome. I don't know what this means. Cruise control is turned off when flip timer appears. Cruise control also cannot be turned on while flipped. I don't know what that means. Oh, I see, I see. When you're flipped. Oh, when you're actually flipped. I get it. Contract and stage buyouts now require a press and hold to confirm. Hallelujah for that. No accidental buyouts. Patch notes can now be accessed through the featured section. That's cool. I like that. Press and hold dismiss ops changed to 1 second instead of holding it down for 5. Awesome. That's great. Players can now activate multiple types of boosts at a time. That's awesome. Adjusted fall physics so that if you fall, you will die. Not necessarily, but like they have instances where like if you jump off from like Overlord, sometimes you could survive. I think they removed that. You now die. Players can now sign back in when their selected periphery is available without having to restart the game. Not sure what that means. I actually don't know what that means. Okay. Crew recruitment pop-up confirmation now displays currency. Don't know what that means either. And some fixes here. And Corellia blocks some access to unintended locations at H8. Other than that, that's it. One more thing we're going to talk about for update 4.11 is the M60, which is coming out when update 4.11 comes out. They've confirmed it. They had a trailer for it. And it was also in the weekly assault. They mentioned it, talked about its stats, and so I looked up all the stats, figured out all the stats, and I figured out what M60 we're going to get. We're going to get the current version of the M60. That's on PC. The current version, the 1.6 version. So, what does that mean? This is the stats right here. Actually, let's go to base values. There we go. This is it. Boom, buddy, boom. We're going to have 2,659 DPM. Base DPM, not bad. 8.8 seconds reload. Still not that bad. This is base, remember? No equipment, no crew skills, nothing. We're going to get 1.6 seconds aim time, 0.33 accuracy, really good on the move accuracy. 10 degrees of gun depression, 9 degrees of gun depression, my bad. 9 degrees of gun depression, we're going to go 60 kilometers an hour. Powered weight of 20.5. This is going to be amazing. It's going to be like a Leopard 1 that can shoot on the move really, really well. It's going to pretty much give you even more reason to never, ever, ever grind yourself an AMX-30B. In fact, let's compare this. Now, before I forget, because, well, I did forget, the M60 is going to cost 450,000 free XP in the premium tech tree. All the way to the right underneath the VK 72.01K. So if you want to get this, you're going to need 450,000 free experience. Here's the M60 compared to the Patton, the MX-30B, and the Leopard 1. As you can see, it has the worst DPM, though remember the MX-30B does not have this DPM on console. Keep that in mind. 390 alpha, 268 penetration, that's fantastic. Aim time 1.6 seconds, that's the best. Accuracy 0.33, that's the second best. Actually, the MX-30B is still 0.32, though it has terrible shell velocity. And its gun handling, I don't think is actually this good that they say it is. Also, the Leopard 1's is slightly better on console because that got buffed. So keep that in mind. So we're really mostly going to compare this to the M48 Patton, which is the same. But this one has the better standing still and aim time, so that makes it better on the move. It goes 60 kilometers an hour, which is worse than the 30B and worse than the Leopard, but barely, but much better than the Patton's 45. It has 20.5 horsepower per ton, which is better than the 30Bs, and only slightly worse than the Leopards. It's going to be more mobile than the 30B. It even has better terrain resistances. It has the best terrain resistances, so this thing is going to be insanely mobile. So keep that in mind. The armor, according to Raybot, was buffed on the hull and on the turret, but she also said that ours was faster, going 60 compared to PC, but if we look here, PCs go 60. She also said it had a better aim time at 1.6. As you can see, it's 1.6. So, I don't know about the armor. She said it's been buffed, but it might not be, considering she said this was buffed, but it's not. So keep that in mind. 420 view range, which is as good as the Patton's, and better radio range, not that anyone cares. And actually, it doesn't get set on fire as much as the M48 Patton. So that's cool. This is going to be like a Patton with less armor, but more mobility and better gun handling. And it's also going to have less DPM. The Patton can kind of sit hull down and get some shells to bounce off its turret. Sometimes shells will bounce off its hull. The M60 will not have that ability. It's going to be a lot more like the 30B, where the turret is sometimes good, but it's just going to be able to snap shots even better than the 30B. It has better penetration than the 30B. And, yeah, there's really no reason for the 30B now. Sorry, 30B, but you're getting replaced. I mean, you were already pretty much worse than the Leopard 1 in every way, and now this tank is here, so rest in peace, AMX 30B. One last thing about Update 4.11 is the chisel, but we will not talk about the chisel in today's video. I will delve into the chisel. Maybe we'll have another video today, or maybe it'll be tomorrow. I don't know, but very, very soon, probably within 24 hours, we'll have another video on the chisel. And we will talk about the contract, the stages, the stats on the tank, and exactly what tanks you're going to have to use to play it, and how long you have to grind it, and how much XP you'll need a day, and what tanks you can use. So we'll be talking about that in a later video. Anyway, thanks guys for tuning in. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Let me know what you're most excited about in 4.11. There's quite a few things, but no big changes whatsoever. No big buffs to any tanks. Kind of the M60 and the chisel contract are going to be the only two big things about this update, but it's still fairly exciting. And I hope you guys enjoyed the news. And until then, this is Clone Guy, and I will see you guys all later. Take care, everyone, and peace out.